John Schreiber with Bradfo after being summarily dismissed from Fort Myers. Curtis, you're going to have to explain this to me because I'm not Mr. Baseball like Ken Laird. But you're getting rid of a guy who can give you some innings, who's very affordable, in exchange for a guy who is probably not going to be available until late July or August or what have you.
Yeah, I think maybe what Tom Warner was alluding to was full throttle to Kansas City to become the Royals. Because none of these moves make any sense. It's almost as if the offseason has become a caricature of itself where you have, like, every day I see a new story that's worse than the one the day before.
Maybe these moves are too brilliant for us to understand, though.
I mean, could very well be the case. I'm sure when we get to Fort Myers next week, we'll be given chapter and verse about how we're dumb.
But it feels like a team that's just selling pieces at the trade deadline, but it's, the season hasn't started yet.
Right. But right. It feels like they're daring people not to watch. It's like, just please, don't watch us. Don't go to the games. I honestly don't understand it. Even if they were, around 170 million in payroll, this roster feels like it is bereft of talent.
Or maybe they're taking a page out of Diamondbacks playbook, right? A low payroll and hoping they can.
But the Diamondbacks have a decade of picking at the top of the draft,
and hopefully they can hit lightning in a bottle. Right? I mean, isn't that what it seems like the direction that they're going in? And the new philosophy is we're not going to have a giant payroll, and hopefully we can hit lightning in a bottle and we could be the Diamondbacks, or who brought up the Kansas City Royals.
That would make sense if the Red Sox weren't doing a bunch of, and I'll say this in quotes, minor league stunts surrounding next season. Whether it's Harry Potter night, all these other nights, they seem to be at Costco selling season tickets, like at the front entrance. It's what you would see the Lowell Spinners doing. It's not the Boston Red Sox. So that's what's concerning, I think, to a lot of people that are following this team. I don't think it seems like they want to hit lightning in a bottle. It seems like the team is what it is, and they hope that you're going to be still coming to see
also,
them.
never mind the 1 pound mozzarella stick. Scheim also misses the Costco samples.
But isn't that the new? And now what
I miss everything.
Isn't that what they do nowadays, though? Like, didn't they do Bobby Night last year or something like that?
Yeah, and
so
you want the same team as last year?
Well, what you want, or what they're doing, it seems like, is they're going after the kind of like novice fan who comes to Fenway for the festivities and not for the actual diehard baseball, and they lower the payroll because people, I told you, they might not be packed out, but people still showing up to Fenway.
I just feel for the first time with this ownership group that they really don't care about winning. If they win, it's great. They'll take it. They'd rather win than lose. But I watch their behavior. The only anger I've seen from Sam Kennedy has been at me.
Yeah, I mean, I think they're doing a lot of the Fenway Sports Group is doing a lot of things, and so if
winning with the Red Sox one of them, or
well, I mean, when you just own the Red Sox, then your entire focus is on the Red Sox. When you own Liverpool and you own the Penguins, and you are, I mean, based on the whispers, you're apparently the front runner to get the NBA team in Vegas. That's what I hear. So, I mean, all of those things cost a lot of money, I guess.
Well, look, I mean, I'm sorry you feel that way.
That's all right.
But isn't baseball the one sport that it kind of, you look in and you go, all right, you don't have to have the top 5 payroll to be competitive, win a World Series. So maybe that's their approach of it. Like, it's a lot more difficult to do that in other sports, but in baseball, we used, like I talked about, the Diamondbacks, or somebody brought up the Kansas City Royals. They were competitive for a number of years, and their payroll wasn't extremely high.
Can we get a night where they act like a contending team at Fenway?
I mean, the Tampa Bay Rays have been competitive, it seems like. I mean, they never won the big one, but
Wiggy, what would the Rays today trade a guy for a reliever that's not healthy until September that they could use this year on their roster? The answer is no.
Yeah.
No.
But it's a
different
thing. I know,
they're not
but
acting like the Rays.
Right, but I understand that point.
What I was saying was your issue, if you want to name one, going into this season, is and was pitching.
Right.
So you are offloading a guy who's affordable and can give you some innings for somebody who's not available until midseason at best after Tommy John.
But these people said
right.
I was lying when I said it doesn't seem to do. They don't seem as invested monetarily with this team. How is that a lie? It's actually factual. Like I don't understand it.
I think that's dangerous.
Yeah, it's dangerous, Curtis.
I don't even like when I saw that trade over the weekend. I'm like, what are we doing here? What would you say you do here?
All right. Well, I will say this. We will bring you all of the excitement of spring training on this show next week, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Fenway South Road shows, if you will. So we will be there at the park, and we will endeavor to talk to everybody that you want to hear from over those 3 days.
Netflix cameras and all. Maybe that's why John Henry was down there. FaceTime
Great
for the
point.
Netflix doc.
Oh, yeah. That's probably a great point. Yeah. Well, I mean, listen, if they win it all, it makes for a great Netflix series.
Yep, and we will all eat our words.